Hi, my name's Michael, and today I want to talk to you about Tolstoy's classic Anna Karenina. This is a big book. It's about 880 pages, the edition I read, and it tells two parallel stories at once. The first one, which is probably the main story, is the story of Anna Karenina, and she's a socialite. And she marries Karenin, who is quite older than she is, but she has this love affair with a wealthy count called Vronsky. The story actually begins in the midst of a family breakup, and this was due to Anna Karenina's brother's constant womanizing, and this situation kind of sets up the story that runs throughout for Anna Karenina. The parallel story is the story of Levin, who is a humble country landowner who is in love with Kitty and wishes to marry her. Kitty is Anna's sister-in-law, and this part of the story is considered an autobiographical story. Tolstoy was born into a large and wealthy landowning family, and the situations that is faced for Levin can be considered similar to the situations that Tolstoy actually went through. Even the name Levin is the Russian surname which means Lev, and Tolstoy's first name is actually Lev and not Leo, as we say in English. I'm not sure why the English call him Leo Tolstoy, but I think the English norm is Leo, so it's not too bad. There is a lot within this book to explore, and I'm not actually going to explore everything because that will make a really long video, but I want to look at some of the key things that I discovered while rereading Anna Karenina. And the first is the way Tolstoy uses real-life events within the fiction to explore different political or social issues. The backdrop for Anna Karenina is the events of the liberal reforms initiated by Emperor Alexander II, and then there's also the judicial reform that runs after it. And this allows him to explore the changing of Russia, the development of Russia, and even the role of agriculture in the changing times. But he also questions the role of the woman in the new society and obviously class struggles, which is a topic that is consistent throughout Russian literature. The story of Anna Karenina is probably the most interesting, although the autobiographical elements are well worth checking out, and I enjoyed that. But I like the themes that Anna Karenina's story follows. There's that whole struggle between love and duty. She's trapped in this marriage which she cannot divorce because Karenin is a politician and he is more worried about public opinion and his image than love. And also Anna is facing the same situation her brother faced at the start of the book. The whole situation could destroy her family and disrupt everything and do the same damage. Adultery is a real big theme within the book, and I like the way it explored the passion and the romance, but also her Christian duty and moral duty to stay in a marriage. She tries to get that divorce, but there's all these different issues that are brought up throughout that story. Adultery seems to be a big issue that started in the mid to late 19th century in books, and I think the three biggest ones would be The Scarlet Letter by Nathan Hawthorne, Flaubert's Madame Bovary, and Anna Karenina. And it's that contrast between passion and marriages that aren't quite working, which brings up a lot of moral issues which are always interesting to explore. This was a reread for me, and there is so much to get out of the book, but I really enjoyed diving back into the book and just experiencing the themes and the story all over again. I really enjoyed the book the first time I read it, and the second time was just so much better because I remember a lot of the main themes and stories, so when I went back to it, I was able to explore it and look at it in more depth. I know people tend to struggle with big books like this, but if you work your way slowly through it, it's well worth the effort, and I hope people do give Anna Karenina a try, and War and Peace is another great book. Leo Tolstoy has actually said he intentionally makes the books long because he wants to replicate the life's journey and the struggles people face along the way, and to do that he's got to span a few years and follow all the little ups and downs just to replicate the life experience. And he does this really well. And even though it is a big book, it's something that never gets boring or never gets repetitive. Even though Russian literature was written in multiple parts for magazines, there is a little bit of duplication because it was written that way. But I never got bored, I never felt like it was repeating itself too much. And I enjoyed the journey, and I hope to discover more the next time I read Anna Karenina. Okay, that's it for me, and it was a short review, but I felt I needed to talk a bit about Anna Karenina. I didn't want to spoil too many of the themes, I just wanted to go over the major things, and I hope I encourage people to read the book. If you want to find me, all my links to social media are in the description below, and the next video I hope to do will probably be a monthly wrap-up, which I will do after my holidays, so it may be a couple of days into the month. Thank you for watching.